Hey, welcome to the rest stop on the digital highway in this corner of the DC universe. I am your driver, the hijacker, and I gotta tell you, I am loving Stargirl. We're now into episode 4, and the show is, I would say, it's kind of like going a little down a slope, but I'm still with it. I'm still with it all the way, and I'm gonna deal with it when we get into this analysis of episode 4 of Stargirl, and I believe the episode is Wildcat. So first of all, it opens up on Wildcat, Yolanda Montez, and we get to see, and it's 3 months ago. So now we finally get to see what has been going on with the. We finally get to see what is going on as far as the slut shaming that she's been facing in school and everything. So 3 months ago, she was in a very nice relationship with Henry King Jr. She was running for school president, and she was well liked and well loved by everyone. And she was starting this relationship with Henry, and everything seemed to be all cool and stuff. And Cindy Berman, the bad girl, mean girl, she also was running for school president. So needed a way to take out the competition, one would think. Now, this is really interesting because it really looked like Henry was into Yolanda. You know, they had a great relationship and everything. But as teenagers do in the present times, you know, Henry calls her up before her big speech in the school, and he asked her to provide a pick. So it's the kind of like the opposite of a D pick is a pick that girls sometimes are asked to do for their boyfriends and everything. And he says, "Come on, it'll only just be for me." She looks around, she thinks about it, and then she does it. You know, she undresses and everything, and she takes the picture, and she looks at her picture and said that shows that she was really in love with this guy. So why not? It's just between them. So then she shows up at school the next day. She's about ready to do a speech, and like she walks by Henry, but she's talking with the principal, so obviously she can't stop and talk. But he's, laughing with a couple of his mates, looking at his phone. So we all know that they're sharing a picture and everything, but she does not. So Cindy comes along and says, "Hey, what's that?" and everything. So he goes, "No, no, no, no. This is private." So it doesn't seem like he's involved in this conspiracy from the beginning. So Yolanda is about to do her big speech, and she's up in front of the whole school. And Cindy does the mean girl thing where she manages to send the pic to everyone at the same time. And so all the phones start to buzz, bing, 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 bing. And Yolanda is humiliated, rightfully so, and terribly so, and everything in that aspect. So in that aspect is that seems to be where the whole thing came about. Um, Cindy, has sent the picture out, and she caused the scandal and everything, so that way to tear this girl down. I guess we would just have to assume, because even though Henry looked really, sheepish and upset, maybe this is to go a long way to show that Henry's not really as bad a guy as he's being portrayed. Because again, as I do, from the comics angle, Brainwave Jr. is a good guy, not a bad guy. So we'll see if they cover that in this season or the next. Anyway, so now we're back in the present day, and you know, Yolanda. Now we got to understand why Yolanda is just keeping her head down and just trying to survive in the school system after being wrongfully accused by Cindy. Again, Stargirl is Courtney is trying to defend her, and she's not having it. She's like, "Look, stay away from me. Stop following me. Why are you following me?" Now we know that Courtney, after looking at all of the items that she had taken from the Justice Society headquarters, she's looking for, like-minded individuals. So she knows what the wrong that was done upon her, as in her mind by Henry. So like she's hoping that Yolanda would be perfect. Now, big Easter egg. Now, if you blink, you would have missed it, right? Because it's something that you had to hear. So when Courtney's playing with all the items on her bed and everything, she picks up the pink pen. And then she goes, okay, he called it a thunderbolt, so maybe it'll flash or whatever. Boom, she clicks it, right? Clicks it again, click. Oh, just a pink pen. And she puts it into her cup, into a cup, like a pen cup. Most people have them on her desk. She's like, forget that. That's not anything. But we hear the little laughter again, right? Now, when she goes downstairs for breakfast and everything, Mike is looking for something to eat besides the eggs that um, the eggs that Pat made. Sorry, I had a little mind fog. The eggs that Pat made. And so mom, gives him the Pop Tarts and he's like, oh, that's cool. She understands me. And he says, hey, so Jakeem is coming over later, because he likes burgers and everything like that, because they're inviting new friends over for dinner. Jakeem. My God. So that was the biggest setup ever, right? We've never seen anything about Jakeem being in this iteration of the Justice Society. So that's one of those big things that they're hiding, in the game that they're putting together. What's great is Jakeem, from the comic books, Jakeem is Jakeem Thunder, right? Little black kid with dreads and everything like that, who ended up taking over the Thunderbolt when Johnny Thunder's Thunderbolt was somehow put into a pen, right? Now, when Johnny Thunder, the original Johnny Thunder, he commanded the Thunderbolt didn't have like a bottle or a case or anything to be in. He was only just called upon Johnny every time Johnny said, say you, right? So, which was kind of like a slang. Hey, say you, say you think that. So he could say it accidentally or he could say it on purpose, but that was the command for the Thunderbolt. But when Jakeem Thunder got the pen, right, he would click the pen, right, but he would also say you. So when Courtney was clicking the pen, she didn't say you, so she couldn't command the Thunderbolt. So by setting it up in her bedroom and by letting us know that, Jakeem was coming over, was a good way of like, oh, okay, so Jakeem probably would just come over at another time because he didn't do it that night. Will come over at another time and pick up the pen. It could be at the end of the season or whatever. I just can't wait for that to happen. But I love the setup. So if you were watching closely, that was the big setup for Jakeem Thunder. So anyway, so basically, we got this whole cat and mouse chase for Yolanda, and finally, Courtney has to just say, "Hey, look, come over to my house. I got something to show you. I hit the Henry's car. I blew up Henry's car, and I want to show you how and everything." But Yolanda's parents, are keeping her on lockdown, so like Yolanda doesn't go, then Courtney has to go at her again and everything. And so finally, she convinces Yolanda to come over and to put on the Wildcat suit. So she puts on the Wildcat suit. She got on her Stargirl suit, and Yolanda comes out in this oversized kind of like suit, which I don't know. Like if she put it on and it's oversized, I don't know why. We know what's going to happen, but she goes, "Oh wow, it smells like Jim," and everything like that. And so she says, "Yeah, no, it's cool. I could fix it. I could tailor it." So we do know that she actually has tailoring skills. So when she puts on the helmet, all of a sudden the suit kind of like Back to the Future, right? It sucks in, right, and the power is up and everything, and it's form fitting to her. So this is kind of like weird and interesting without an explanation. So back to the comic books. In the comic books, um, Yolanda was the goddaughter of Ted Grant because he adopted her. Basically, he had saved her and her mother, I think, from falling building or something like that, and everything, a construction accident. And in saving her, he became her godfather and everything. So when it came time to pass off the legacy and everything, like he passed off the Wildcat to Yolanda. But also there was some other stuff where her mother was a scientist or whatever, and she experimented on her and all that, which I obviously can't do. But so all we get is the fact that Yolanda is a boxer. She has a dad and family and stuff like that. So there's no mention of Ted Grant. But maybe we could find out later that Ted Grant, was a favorite boxer of hers or something. I don't know. But so this Yolanda has no ties to the original Wildcat. But for some reason, the costume, and the helmet forms to whoever. Is it because she's deserving? Like Courtney was with the staff. We don't know. So that's a mystery. But anyway, she's got claws like the Wildcat had in the comics because Wildcat, the male Wildcat, did not have claws. That's why he always taped up his hands and everything. But the female Wildcat did. So supposedly when Courtney's reading like about his abilities and everything, she's like he could climb walls and he had claws and stuff. That's not really true. The thing about Wildcat was he had no superpowers except for the fact that he had this strange ability to not die, in the sense where he had the 9 lives of a cat. You know what I mean? So that was the thing about Wildcat. Anyway, so they go through a bit of training. Courtney doesn't really know how to be a superhero. And it's really great that they show that. Like when they go to the hospital to go see Brainwave, they're trying to get the list. They're trying to find out who the other Injustice Society members are. Wildcat kind of like says, "That's a stupid name." I know, right? That was really cute. But it just so happens that Beth Chapel is visiting her mom at the hospital. So I love the way they set that up. It wasn't just like out of the blue. To set that up that the mom wants her to like have her own friends. She's like, "You're my friends. You and Daddy are my friends." She's like, "Yeah, we're your parents. We want you to have friends." Totally understand that bit of business. So Wildcats climbing the walls. Stargirl's going in and they're trying to get to this list. And there's like, what was great is that when she gets into Brainwave's room, Henry King Jr. is in there. Now, what was cool is that like he's sad, he doesn't hear her. She pulls out the claws because her first thought is you give somebody power and she hasn't learned about responsibility yet. So her first thought is I'm going to kill you. And she's actually getting the pause to ready to like strike until she hears his sadness about his father being sick and everything. And so at least it shows that she could even have some sense of restraint or humility around the fact that okay, this is probably not what I should be doing and stuff. So anyway, he leaves and both her and Courtney come there and stuff like that. She's outside on the staff and the principal comes in. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. What's the principal doing here? And she pulls out the violin or the fiddle. So the principal is potentially the fiddler. Now, one would have thought that the fiddler was a man, and even in the picture, I would have thought that the fiddler was a man. So, is she just like the fiddler's wife, or did they just gender blend and make the fiddler a man? I mean, a female, and stuff. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool to do. So she plays her fiddle as if she's thinking that it's going to awaken brainwave, which was interesting. So they didn't show any waves coming out of the fiddle. It was just the fact that she played it. So she looked kind of like bemused that how come this is not working? So anyway, she puts the fiddle away and she leaves. But now they know that, oh, wait a minute, the principal is in on this and everything. So at least they learned something new by doing this. So when they leave, Beth comes out and she sees and she hears Courtney calling Yolanda by her name. So hey, always use code names and everything. And so Beth is like, Yolanda. So we know next episode definitely is going to be best episode and stuff. The second storyline, I think I got time for. So Pat is a mechanic, right, and everything, and he's going back and forth to this junk shop as if he's building something new, and the wife of the wizard comes to get a car fix, and Pat's just being Pat. He's being nice, and strange though. It's kind of like, does he not know that William was the wizard or not? And I don't think he does until he looks into the car and he sees there was his gear, and then he kind of like speculates, but he doesn't really say it out loud. Could William be the wizard and everything? Um, so she tries to warn him and everything, like, you need to get out of something strange in this town. She doesn't know what. She just knows something's wrong and everything. And so he's like, okay, boom. Anyway, but he sees that, she's got a black cat in the thing. So at the end of the episode, when Pat goes back to the junkyard looking for more stuff, he sees the black cat. He's like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on there? And everything. And then like he finds her car. So I thought she was going to possibly be Mary, girl of 1,000 gimmicks, and everything. But I will say this: we don't know Mary's, and we don't know she's dead. Right? She appears that she was dead, but we don't know that she's dead and everything. But like, or could she have something happen to her and everything that she becomes Mary and everything, and then the car is left there. One more thing, Jesus, Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord has a big secret meeting with Icicle, and he asked for William's body. So by asking for William's body, is he going to eat it, or is he going to reanimate it? That is what's the question. So I have to leave it there because I'm probably over time. So, but either way you look at it, is that was Stargirl episode 4. I'm loving this. Hope you are as well. And it's time for me to start the wagon and drive off again, back down the digital highway. Until the next time, I'll see you on the next rest stop. Thank you.